Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 State of the City Address presented by Mayor Chia Yu Teng. My name is Dan Fox, and it's an honor and a privilege to serve this community as your city manager. We have a great program for you tonight, so thank you for making the time to be with us. Tonight's theme is charting our course, and Mayor Teng will highlight some of our exciting city projects that exemplify how our actions are done with thought and purpose, and we all work together to make Diamond Bar a better place to live, work, and play. He's also going to share some of the challenges that we can expect to face over the next couple of years. I'd like to express my appreciation for the City Council for their continued leadership and support, and to our talented staff for all of their efforts, flexibility, and creativity as we all work very hard to make Diamond Bar committed to preserving and enhancing our city. At this time, I'd like to make a couple of introductions. I want to introduce the rest of the City Council and some of our commissioners that are here with us. We have City Council member Andrew Chow, Council member Stan Liu, Council member Ruth Lowe, and Mayor Pro Tem Steve Tai. From the Planning Commission, we have Vice Chair Brian Worthington, Planning Commissioner Surenda Mehta, and Commissioner Ruben Torres. From our Parks and Recreation Commission, we have Commissioner Lee Mao, Commissioner Andrew Wong, and Commissioner David Wu. And on our Traffic and Transportation Commission, we have Commissioner Gary Bastide, Commissioner Amy Mao, and Commissioner Raphael Plunkett. I know we have a number of very important people, VIPs and dignitaries, and without going into introducing everybody in the room, I'd like those that have an elected position or have been an appointed position to a public agency to please stand up and be recognized. Say thank you for your dedicated service. I want to introduce our public safety team from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. We have Station Captain Stephen Towsey. And we have many men and women from that department. From the LA County Fire Department, we have Assistant Fire Chief William Gamble IV, along with the crew from Station 120. We have our City Attorney, Omar Sandoval, and part of our executive team, Assistant City Manager Ryan McLean, Public Works Director David Liu, Parks and Recreation Director Ryan Wright, and our Human Resources Manager Amy Haug. And of course, tonight would not be possible without the creative talents of our Community Relations Manager, Cecilia Ariano, and our talented Community Relations team. So thank you all for everything and all your efforts. So it is now my honor to introduce Mayor Chia Yu Teng. Mayor Teng was first elected to the City Council in November 2022, and he represents District Number 4. This is his first time serving as mayor, and he represents the city on a number of board and regional agencies, including the Los Angeles County Sanitation District 21, the Los Angeles County City Selection Committee, the Wildlife Corridor Conservation Authority, and is the alternate on the Tres Hermanos Conservation Authority, the Diamond Bar Community Foundation, and the Pomona Unified School District Liaison. He's passionate about nonprofit organizations, and his volunteer efforts include hosting free health fairs and fundraising for our local high schools. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Mayor Chia Yu Teng.
Thank you, Dan, and good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be serving as this year's mayor and to be delivering tonight's State of the City address. And first of all, I want to thank Diamond Bar High School's music quartet for their performance tonight. Please. The members are Angela Chow, Aston Fan, Felicia Lowe, and Mia New. Yeah, please give them a round of applause again. Thank you. And I want to start by recognizing my City Council colleagues, and it's an honor to work alongside you to serve the Diamond Bar community with integrity, passion, and purpose. Thank you. I also want to give a special thanks to my wife, Teresa. And also my daughter, Sarah, who is also here tonight, right there. My son, Felix, who is in the East Coast and unable to attend. And your love and support mean everything to me. And of course, thank you to all of you, friends, fellow community members, nonprofit volunteers, business representatives, and healthcare workers who made time to be here tonight. Thank you. Today's theme is charting our course, a phrase that describes how we operate, which is to say, we acknowledge that our fate is our own, and therefore we act with thought and purpose. We don't leave things to chance, and we don't defer to inaction in the face of challenges. My family and I moved here 16 years ago. Like many of you who call Diamond Bar home, my wife and I were looking for a community with certain amenities and characteristics. Good schools, quiet neighborhoods, low crime, well-maintained roads and parks, and a family-oriented environment. At that time, I wasn't familiar with the city as an agency, and I didn't know the individuals who serve on the city council. And yet, these characteristics that I wanted in my community were directly tied to city government and their way of operating. The decisions local government makes largely determine the quality of life that defines the community. Think about it. It's local government that's responsible for funding public safety services, for organizing and hosting community events, for maintaining our roads and parks, and for addressing property maintenance issues that are tied to the appearance of neighborhoods and the preservation of property values. In the almost 3 years I have served on the city council, I've learned a lot, and I have gained an appreciation for the work of the council and those before us. It's clear to me that at the heart of every decision we make is Diamond Bar's best interest in maintaining that high quality of life we all value. This past June, we adopted our budget for fiscal year 2026, which runs through the June 30th. While preparing for the budget, it became apparent that we will be operating under very tight constraints, for the simple fact that our revenue streams are not keeping pace with the costs. We managed to balance this year's budget mostly by reducing our self-insurance fund, which gives us access to $750,000. But we knew this was a one-time fix. Come next fiscal year, we won't have another financial lifeline to draw from, and we'll be looking at a structural deficit of about $1.4 million. Our estimates show that by 2030, this shortfall is expected to grow to more than $3 million annually. And by 2036, it could exceed 7 million. I'm sharing this tonight in the spirit of transparency. It's not meant to alarm you, but rather to keep you informed. Here's what I want you to know. Council, together with the city staff, are working on a comprehensive plan. We're not just looking to close this funding gap. We're also looking for ways to build a more financially stable future for our city. Over the coming months, you can expect to hear more about this plan. We'll use every communication channel at our disposal, and we'll make sure that you have all the opportunities to stay informed and get involved. As part of tonight's presentation, we'll be playing several videos featuring community partners and staff. They'll dive deeper into some of our topics and give you a break from hearing me speak. As I mentioned earlier, public safety remains our top priority. This fiscal year, it is again our single largest spending area, accounting for 30% of our general fund budget, which includes over $9 million in law enforcement services alone. I want to acknowledge Sheriffs Captain Stephen Towsey and the Assistant Fire Chief William Gamble for their outstanding leadership. Thank you. We are fortunate to have skilled and passionate personnel working around the clock to protect our community. One of the areas our law enforcement team is working hard is to tackle property crime. Earlier this year, we experienced a significant spike in residential burglaries that prompted us to take immediate action. Working closely with Captain Towsey and his team, we developed a response strategy to deploy our special assignment team and activate suppression patrols. At the same time, our sheriff's major crime units intensified their work on a couple of long-term cases. And we are happy to say that these efforts paid off. I'm pleased to report the work by the major crime unit resulted in the arrest of several suspects tied to a burglary ring that had been operating across Southern California, including here in Diamond Bar. Recent statistics shows a more than 20% reduction in burglaries, which tells us that while our work is far from over, what we've done so far is helping. We're now going to play our first video featuring Captain Towsey, who will be sharing more about our special assignment team and law enforcement efforts.
Earlier this year, Diamond Bar experienced an uptick in property crimes, especially daytime home burglaries. In response, we quickly stepped up law enforcement and added more suppression patrols. These patrols are data-driven and strategically deployed. Deputies focus on areas identified through crime analysis, targeting patterns to help deter and disrupt criminal activity before it happens. This included adjusting schedules for our special assignment deputies and detectives, and bringing in support from other sheriff's units. The goal was simple: act quickly and give residents peace of mind. A big part of our strategy comes from our special assignment deputies, who are made possible through the city's investment in public safety. Under our policing contract, the city not only pays for deputies who handle daily calls, but also for 5 special assignment deputies who provide an extra layer of service. These deputies are proactive. They handle traffic enforcement, major investigations, and focus on areas that need extra attention. They also track crime trends and support community safety programs. They are a vital part of our crime prevention strategy and reflect the city's commitment to public safety. If something doesn't seem right, an unfamiliar car driving slowly through your neighborhood, someone peeking into windows, or a scam making the rounds, call it in. Your vigilance can help stop crime before it happens. We encourage you to get involved with Neighborhood Watch, attend Coffee with a Cop, or join Volunteers on Patrol, where members help with a variety of important tasks that include vacation checks, park safety, traffic control, parking citations, and directed patrols. By volunteering your time, you help deputies focus on critical duties while keeping our neighborhood safe. Let's remember, public safety works best when we all stay alert and report suspicious activity. Your involvement makes a real difference, whether by contacting the station, attending community events, volunteering, or simply staying informed.
Thank you, Captain Tauzi. I couldn't agree more with Captain Tauzi about the importance of getting involved and playing an active role. For our part, we'll continue prioritizing public safety as much as we can with the funds we have available. And equally important to our safety are our brave firefighters and emergency medical professionals. The catastrophic LA fires that resulted in more than 24 deaths and destroyed the entire communities are a stark reminder that wildfire season is now year-round in California. Although we cannot control droughts, record high temperature, or strong winds, we can manage vegetation in our open spaces, improve our emergency response and evacuation plans, and conduct controlled burns. This past May, LA County Fire took a major step to make Diamond Bar more fire resilient with a prescribed burn in Tonner Canyon, which is part of larger proactive vegetation management project. But rather than talk about it, let's hear directly from LA County Assistant Fire Chief William Gamble in our next video.
Diamond Bar has an abundance of open space in rolling hills, but we know with that natural beauty also comes wildfire risk. This past summer, the Los Angeles County Fire Department took an important first step in a proactive vegetation management project that has been in the works since 2008. It's the first of several prescription burns planned for Tonner Canyon, a 5,700-acre undeveloped area that stretches from the 60 freeway in Diamond Bar to the 57 freeway near Brea, crossing Los Angeles, Orange, and San Bernardino counties. In the first phase of this project, which took place on June 5th and 6th, firefighters treated over 30 acres northwest of Tonner Canyon motorway using hand ignition, broadcast, and pile burning. Personnel were staged around the area with engines and camp crews ready to respond with hose lines and equipment to contain and extinguish the fire. Before any flames were set, crews tested conditions with a small burn to confirm that it was safe. During the operation, low-intensity fire was used to carefully ignite vegetation in a controlled manner. This was done in conjunction with careful monitoring of weather, fire intensity, and smoke. Afterwards, firefighters stayed on site to put out hot spots and patrol the area to make sure that no flare-ups occurred. This careful approach is known as the Ancient Futures method, blending indigenous fire stewardship with modern science. Over the next year, additional sites across Tonner Canyon are scheduled to be grazed, prepped, and burned to reduce wildfire threats, protect residents and property, and keep the canyon's ecology balanced and healthy. While we're on the topic of wildfires, I encourage residents to check out the Ready, Set, Go program from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. It's an easy guide that walks you through how to be prepared in case of a wildfire in 3 easy steps. Step 1, get ready. Harden your home and make improvements that reduce fire risk. Step 2, get set. Make a plan and have at least 2 evacuation routes. Be ready to leave quickly and keep the 6 P's in mind. Step 3, go. If fire threatens, leave early, don't wait. If you feel unsafe, evacuate immediately. Do not wait for an evacuation warning or order. And for residents that are looking to get trained on what to do during emergencies such as wildfires, I'm happy to announce that a new CERT training will be offered this spring, with more details to be shared soon.
Thank you, Chief Gamble. It's good to know our fire department is putting in the hard work now to reduce the likelihood of a devastating wildfire in the Tonner Canyon area. I'm also glad to hear a community emergency response team training is coming to this area soon. In the event of an emergency, it will be important that we all know what we need to do to help our families and the neighbors in these situations. And earlier in my remarks, I shared that the current financial projections indicate the city will be facing a budget deficit over the next several fiscal years. But this is new to us. It's the first time we find ourselves in this position. Since incorporating more than 36 years ago, the city has been disciplined and conservative in its spending. Choosing to outsource public safety to LA County is an example of this. Our sheriff's team is not only competent, capable, and equipped to address the safety needs. They come at a cost that's significantly less than if we had our own police department. Our contract city model is how we keep costs down while still providing quality services. And our efficiency extends beyond the staffing. They are also applied to our contracted services. Take our waste hauler transition earlier this year as an example. After months of negotiation, we approved a new contract with the waste management for our commercial accounts and Valley Vista services for our residential services. This change maintained all the services our community needs and values, from free bulky item pickups to holiday tree recycling, while resulting in lower service rates to both residents and businesses. Another example is our Diamond Ride program, which provides supplemental transportation to residents with disabilities and those 60 and older. Thanks to our staff, the program has been improved from a taxi-based system to an app-based service. As of July 1st, participants have access to an expanded fleet of vehicles, more flexible booking options, and shorter wait time. Although we've only had the new system in place for 3.5 months, the feedback has been very positive. Participants tell us the service is much better than before. And regularly evaluating our operation and making adjustments that benefits the community is something we take pride in. Another bit of great news is the recent reopening of the renovated Maple Hill Park. For those of you who aren't familiar with this neighborhood park, it sits across an elementary school, making it very popular with the local children. Like many of our parks, it was maintained as best as possible, but its age was showing. And the restroom building and the playground areas were in desperate need of an overhaul. After several years of planning and working to secure funding for this project, we were finally able to complete it. At $2 million, this project wasn't cheap. But fortunately, we were able to secure a $660,000 grant from Senator Bob Archuleta, which covers about 1/3 of the project cost. And we appreciate his continual support. The park now looks brand new, with a new restroom building, a bigger, better playground, a resurfaced basketball court, and the ADA improvement throughout the site. While we are happy about this project, we must consider our other parks which need attention as well. Take, for example, Heritage Park, Diamond Bar's oldest park, which is in desperate need of a complete renovation. The community center, playground, and restroom are outdated and have not been meeting the needs of our community for a long time. We've completed the design phase. We have plans and rendering that show us what the park has the potential to become. But we are lacking the funding. This park project is also not cheap. The current construction estimate is about $24 million. This is money that we don't have. Laughing, huh? Staff is currently pursuing every available grant opportunity to help us making this park project possible. And luckily, this year marked a significant milestone for our community with the city's acquisition of Stephen Fields. The 10-acre park site had been home to Diamond Bar Pony Baseball for half a century. For generations, this field drew thousands of our children and their parents and created a community centered on their common love for baseball. Unfortunately, declining enrollment and rising maintenance costs made it financially difficult for the organization to continue its endeavors. After several meetings and collaborative works with the Pony Board, the city officially took ownership of property in April. And by May, we started work to get the fields back to useful shape. Our next video goes more into details about the Stephen Fields and our hope for what it can become. Let's watch.
Every property has an origin story, and the one tied to this piece of land is a special one. Way back in the mid-1960s, the Stevens family donated some 10+ acres with the intent to make America's favorite pastime a part of the community. By the early 1970s, there were 3 fields up and running, and the entire place was bustling with activity. Children enjoying themselves and playing baseball, and everyone, from volunteer coaches to team parents and board members pitching in to make everything run well. For over 50 years, these fields have been home to Diamond Bar Little League and Diamond Bar Pony Baseball. A lot of youth benefited from their membership in these organizations. They learned how to play baseball, they made friends, and acquired valuable life skills. Looking at this property now, many would think its heyday is in the past. But the board members of Diamond Bar Pony Baseball see it through a different lens. We see something beautiful, something worth fighting for. I'll speak for myself. I see a young boy or a young girl learning valuable life lessons that baseball teaches. I see families across the community forming bonds that last a lifetime. I see hope. Just over a year ago, Diamond Bar Pony Baseball voted to transfer ownership of the fields to the city of Diamond Bar. It was a bold move, one that we were initially afraid to make, but one that we knew was necessary. With rising costs and a drop in membership, the league simply did not have the funds to continue operating as it once had. Since word spread about the transaction, there has been an increased level of excitement brewing. This tells us it was the right decision. The city has committed to make every effort to have the fields ready for the spring 2026 baseball season. And it's this anticipation and our excitement that is spreading throughout our community. Adding to this excitement is knowing that in the coming years, the city is committed to investing resources that will transform these fields into an exceptional park. It is our hope that these fields will once again be alive with the sounds of children and their families enjoying not only baseball, but other sports and recreational amenities. We are looking forward to that day in the future.
Having grown up in the area, I had the opportunity to play on these fields as a young person. Back in those days, there were approximately 1,600 participants that were involved with pony baseball at the time. So when you came out here, you would see hundreds of families participating and taking advantage of the recreational amenities that were on this site. Within the last 12 to 18 months, the city's been working with the Pony Board of Directors to acquire the property and ensure that the site remains as a community recreational facility. We spent a lot of time working with the board to ensure that the history that has been on this site as a recreational amenity is maintained and that future generations of Diamond Bar residents have the opportunity to enjoy a park-like setting and athletic opportunities as well. The immediate goals for the property are to complete maintenance work so that the facility is up to a standard in which we can allocate it to our youth nonprofit sports groups. So far, we've been out here working on cleanup of the site, trimming trees, maintaining some of the open space areas. We're now in the process of working on laser leveling the fields so that they'll be in proper shape for allocation to our sports groups in the spring. We'll also be doing some overseeding work on the turf so that the playing surfaces are solid for our youth programs. Ultimately, we envision that the property will become a community park. We have the unique advantage of owning an adjacent parcel of about 3 acres. So when we combine the Stevens Field site with that 3 acres, there's an opportunity to create a 13-acre park. Before we can do the development work, we'll need to do some comprehensive design work that involves members of the public. We'd encourage members of the public to share their ideas for what they envision the site to become. We do have some challenges associated with the funding of the construction and design work for a future park, and we look forward to working with members of the community to solve that challenge.
Yeah, I hope everybody join me to give a Pony Field Board another big hands. Thank them. And exciting to imagine what this property can become. Recreational treasure with amenities that cater for all ages and interests. Of course, this is a long way out given our budget constraints. And our budget situation is also impacting our annual road maintenance program. For years, it had been our practice to maintain city roads on a rotating 7-year schedule. This means that nearly every residential street receives some type of treatment every 7 years, which extended the life of our pavement and keep our roads in good working condition. However, rising construction costs have forced us to change course. To put this in perspective, in 2023, we spent $3.2 million covering 12 centerline miles of residential streets and 1.5 miles of arterials. Last year, we spent $3.1 million, but could only cover 2.7 centerline miles of street and about 1 mile of arterials. And this fiscal year, our $3.75 million road rehabilitation budget won't cover any work on residential streets. Instead, the entire budget will go to repair approximately 3.8 centerline miles of arterial roads along Diamond Bar Boulevard and the Brea Canyon Road. This approach is often referred to as fixing the worst first, which prioritizes maintenance work on roads that are in the worst condition over preventive maintenance. This goes against everything we know about good road maintenance, but it's what we can afford. And while it's not ideal, it ensures we are making some investment in our roads. The hope is that this is only temporary and that we can return to our normal street maintenance schedule in the near future. On a more positive note, I'm happy to report significant progress is being made on the State Route 5760 Confluence Choke Points Relief Project. The project, which is being managed by the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments, is of regional and national importance. With a completion date set for June 2028, many key elements are already completed, and much of the work left will be concentrated along the Grand Avenue Bridge. An update on this project and details on what's to come is covered in our next video featuring Senior Project Manager Renee Coronel.
The 5760 confluence right here in Diamond Bar is one of the busiest freeway interchanges in the nation. Every day, more than 350,000 cars and trucks pass through this stretch, and with over 26,000 of them being big rigs, it's no surprise this spot has become one of California's worst traffic choke points, with the crash rate nearly 60% higher than the state average. Work for a solution started in 2011. By 2013, the environmental work was complete, and by 2018, detailed designs were moving forward. The first couple of phases laid the foundation, with crews reconfiguring 18 holes at the Diamond Bar Golf Course to make room for future ramp alignments, upgrading the Grand Avenue and Golden Springs intersection and carrying out traffic, drainage, and roadway improvements. Phase 3 officially kicked off in July of 2023. Backed by a $400 million investment, this phase brings several major improvements. A new eastbound State Route 60 Grand Avenue bypass bridge will give drivers heading towards Grand Avenue a dedicated route, eliminating the dangerous merge with northbound State Route 57 traffic. The Grand Avenue bridge itself will be demolished and rebuilt in stages, with wider lanes, safer connections, and realigned ramps to boost backup. This work will also require periodic lane closures, scheduled to begin in September of 2025 and end in July of 2028. A second bypass bridge over Diamond Bar Boulevard will further ease congestion by streamlining flow while adding another bypass bridge over Prospectors Road, which will add a new lane to the State Route 60 and boost capacity. Together, these upgrades are scheduled to wrap up in the summer of 2028 with the goal of improving traffic flow and keeping both goods and people moving efficiently through our region. As of now, construction is about a third complete. Drivers may have noticed new traffic patterns, lane shifts, and early work on ramps and retaining walls. While the work continues, the long-term payoff will be significant, with smoother traffic flow, shorter commutes, and fewer cut-through cars on local streets. Beyond saving time, these improvements will reduce traffic idling and congestion, leading to a cleaner air and safer, healthier environment for Diamond Bar residents and the entire region.
Well, we can't wait. Well, if all you took away from this video were the traffic delays and the detours that will happen, I understand. Construction projects always bring inconvenience and require us to practice patience. But the payoff is worth it, because the project will improve the way this important gateway to the city looks and functions, and contribute to a more efficient movement of goods along this vital trade corridor. Now, for a more local project that will have a long-term positive impact on our community, I want to talk about the Diamond Bar Boulevard Complete Street Project. This project will bring important enhancement along Diamond Bar Boulevard between Golden Spring Drive and the eastbound 60 freeway. The goal is to make this area safer and more inviting for everyone, regardless of their mode of travel, while integrating sustainable components that are good for the environment. Enhancement to this area will consist of sidewalk wide enough for pedestrians to walk comfortably, bicycle lanes buffered from vehicle traffic, crosswalk that give pedestrians time to get across with ease, and a variety of streetscape enhancement to create a new welcoming environment and reinforce Diamond Bar's identity. This nearly $9 million project is being funded entirely with the state and county funding. It's currently out to bid, and we anticipate construction will start sometime in early 2026. The project also perfectly aligned with the Diamond Bar Town Center specific plan. That's close to being adopted. Our specific plan is the topic of our fifth and the final video. Let's watch.
Diamond Bar is known for beautiful neighborhoods and top-ranked schools, but during our general plan update, residents told us something was missing, a real heart, a walkable downtown. That's what the Town Center specific plan is designed to deliver. The idea took shape through the general plan process that wrapped in 2019, which identified a 45-acre area along Diamond Bar Boulevard between Golden Springs Drive and the 60 freeway as the place to transform aging shopping centers into a true town center with mountain views and easy access for everyone. We kept listening as we designed. In 2021, the Urban Land Institute validated the vision and recommended creating a specific plan to guide it. In 2022, we hosted a community workshop and a 5-day design charrette at City Hall. Residents, staff, and designers sketched ideas together. We followed up with another public workshop in spring 2023 to refine the plan with your feedback. So what does this look like? Picture tree-lined streets, cafes, and shops, pocket parks and plazas, and new homes above a lively Main Street. As the town center grows over time, it can include about 2,000 homes, 200 hotel rooms, 40,000 square feet of public open space, and modernized retail and dining. Where are we now? We've drafted the 170-page regulatory plan and prepared the environmental impact report. At the end of August, we released the draft plan and environmental impact report for a 45-day public review that runs through mid-October. What's next? We'll incorporate the feedback, finalize the report, and bring the specific plan to the Planning Commission and City Council early next year with the goal of council adoption by March 2026. After that, private investment, working with the community, will bring the town center to life in thoughtful phases. The plan is about more than buildings. It's about creating a cultural and economic hub that reduces car dependence, supports local businesses, helps meet our housing commitments, and strengthens Diamond Bar's sense of community.
Oh, this is another project to look forward to. And it is exciting to think of what a town center could mean for Diamond Bar in terms of expanded shopping and dining opportunities. But in the meantime, let's be sure to support the great business already in town, many long established and a few that opened during the last 12 months. Among them, several great eateries that include Atoyubu, Bikan Nabala, Legend Hot Chicken, Outpost Coffee, Popeyes, and Submarine Crab, as well as 2 fitness centers, Pilates Circles and the Curl Fitness. Staying on the topic of local business, Diamond Bar's Restaurant Week is now underway and runs through the end of Sunday. This is the perfect opportunity to support your favorite restaurant and discover new ones. If you haven't already done so, download the Open Rewards Shop Local app so you can access to a directory of all the restaurants and earn rewards for dining in town. Tonight's presentation highlights our financial challenges, so it's worth remembering 1% of every taxable transactions in Diamond Bar return to the city as sales tax revenue, which helps pay for public safety, park and road maintenance. So I want to close tonight with an important appeal, and that's to support our Diamond Bar nonprofits. The work they do to support our community is invaluable, but they need more members. The need is so great that many of our nonprofit volunteers are members of more than one organization. If you are not already familiar with our nonprofits, you can find a complete list on the city's website. Finally, I want to encourage everyone to nominate someone they know for the city's Outstanding Volunteer Award. Nominations are open through November 10th, and the honorees will be recognized at this year's Winter Snow Fest. And thank you for your attendance and participation. Have a wonderful evening.